Hey everybody, and I'm going to start a new series here on the new version of Bootstrap. This is going to be Bootstrap 3.0, and I'll go over some of the changes that we between Bootstrap 2.0 and Bootstrap 3.0. Okay, one of the fundamental things that they changed was their approach for how the different layouts are affected. Uh, they're using what they call a mobile first approach, which means they're focusing on the primary on the smaller devices and then how it expands up to the desktop version as opposed to the other way around, which creates a little bit more, I think, a little more polished look on the responsive side of things. Your mobile apps or your mobile size looks more like a native mobile app as opposed to, a desktop version that's been scrunched down. Um, one of the newest features here is the user scalable equals no, which allows you to block the user from zooming in on your site while on a handheld or mobile device. Uh, this is probably a pretty good thing to use on most sites, although obviously they say use it with caution. Um, to me, it's going to look more native without zooming in on it, and the responsiveness of the actual Bootstrap design usually gets it pretty close. So there's really not a whole lot of need for scrolling or for zooming in. So on most of my sites, I'm actually going to leave that disabled. So, but that's up to you. You can do, take that with a grain of salt and do what you like. Okay. Um, Here we're linking in the Bootstrap, the minimum CSS, minified CSS, and then I've also got an override which handles the some of the custom button classes. All right, and then we've got our jQuery and also the bootstrap.min, the minified version of the Bootstrap of the JavaScript file. All right, so this is basically a real simple Bootstrap layout. We've got fonts in the glyphicons in the font folder. We've got an image in the image, and then our JavaScript, and then the index. So it's basically you're still working with the same standard layout. Everything is pretty much the same in that front. Only you're going to see a few differences as we go when we start to lay things out. Okay. One thing that hasn't really changed is the container class centers. Um, that's really pretty simple. You need a container class as a wrapper outside the row, and it used to be row fluid. Now it's just called row. So, all right, and then so you need these classes to get into the grid system. Oops, and of container. All right, and let's say we want to do a 3-column layout with a span of 3 and 3 on the outside and 6 in the middle, which gives us a 6 across. Okay, so that's pretty simple to do, and we can do that with just a few changes. Basically, instead of span, we're going to use col-md-3, and this is all in the documentation on the Bootstrap site. All right, and to save some time, we'll just copy and paste, and we'll change that to 6. All right. So we'll also put in some more Ipsum. So we'll go over here and copy some of that. All right, and we'll use the bigger paragraph for the middle one. There we go. All right, so we'll save that and take a look at it, see what we get. There we go. So really nice. It's a good way to give yourself, a real simple, easy layout. Again, slightly different. Instead of using span, they're using col-md. I'm not sure where the nomenclature comes in. Oh, I'm sorry, that's medium. Col-md is medium, col-lg is large, col-md SM is small. All right. Um, so that's how the grid system is working now. To me, it's a good layout. I think there's not a whole lot of differences, but as we move along, you'll see a few other differences. Some of the classes have just simply gone away and haven't been replaced with anything, but there's a reason for that. You they've added a responsive class to the images, so now when you use your image source, you can use a responsive class, which will uh, help the image scale much nicer than it used to. If you were to scale down on an image, you'd see it actually kind of change. Uh, the transition wasn't quite so nice. It's much better now. All right, so I think we'll stop it here, and then we'll take a look at some other changes in the next video. So hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching.